Mic check, mic check.
It's Thursday. It's 5 o'clock, and we're going to be reviewing your color photos today, where color is more of like the main thing making your photo special. If you haven't already submitted those, you can go to sdp.io/submit. If you're new here, we're Tony and Chelsea, and we review your photos that you submit and show you how to edit them and give you tips on shooting in the future. So if you like this show and it's been helpful, please share it with your family, your friends, your dentist.
If you're watching live, it's not too late to go to sdp.io/submit and send your picture, and we'll re-import like halfway through the show, so you actually have pretty good odds. And in the comments, you can feed us questions. Last week we were sick, so Frank didn't come in, and this week Frank is sick.
Oh, so sad. There's an empty chair. Why'd you do that?
Once again, I'm doing everything. But you want to get right into looking at pictures?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually in the comments as well, so let's see if I can actually stay focused and not just laugh at you guys, because they're usually pretty funny.
Okay. I peeked, and you guys understood the assignment.
They did? Good.
Yeah, these pictures look really good.
Okay, good. I was scared that it might be a little bit too abstract, but...
So this is Bruce's picture, stained glass light on the church floor. You can see the picture is not of the stained glass, but it's coming through the floor, and I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, I think that's neat. It looks like a disco, but it's church.
I'm trying to think if I have any suggestions for it. I guess I wish the colors were a little more prominent, or maybe there was like an interesting shape, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And I think it's really nice. Our viewers are so responsive. Brian Reeb is looking up his dentist number now so he can share the show with him. And I just appreciate the dedication and the commitment. All right, let's look at this next one from Ralph, the Full Metal photographer. This is definitely a colorful picture. I think what's making the reds in the car pop is that you have these blue highlights. Makes me wonder if he used my car preset. Probably not.
Available now at Northrup.photo. I will say the saturation has been increased, and when I look in the background, that kind of reveals it. So what I might do is actually just select the subject here, and then I'm going to invert it. Oh, it did not select the car. Okay, but I can do this. I can, you know what? I'll expand this panel. We do some editing tips too. I'm going to add to that mask, and I'm going to select an object, and now I can paint over the car and get this whole car colored in.
You're so good with a trackpad.
Oh, yeah, I could not live without a trackpad. I need to make this brush bigger. And, well, it didn't do it entirely. And now I'm going to invert this. So I have a mask that is not the stuff in the background, and I can lower the saturation here. And I didn't color in the whole car, but you can see that brought the saturation in the back more, and that would give more pop to the foreground if I had done that properly.
Well, we rush a little bit so y'all don't get bored. This is really beautiful, and this is definitely about the color, and we're seeing some beautiful color contrasts with like these warm magentas and the blue in the background. So
yeah. I love this one. I'm giving it a pick. I'm feeling that.
It's unusual too. You don't really see kind of abstract flower pictures like that, so I think it's cool.
I think that would make a great print on glass.
Ooh,
I think the glass would add that luminance. Whoa. Okay, yeah, I do think the interesting part of this is the cool color. But do you feel like it's been oversaturated?
I don't know. I haven't been there. Okay. I haven't been there, so I don't understand the situation. Now, I know you probably can't bathe in that pool based on news stories that I've read.
Believe in yourself, Chelsea. Spot color.
This is controversial.
How are you feeling about spot color? Controversial only with you.
True, I've made a controversy. I like that you did multiple things spot color, but I'd like to also see what this looks like just in regular color, because I feel like your composition is really strong, so you don't really need spot color as a compositional element. But it is done well, and I like the old-fashioned car with the old-fashioned gas pumps and stuff.
Okay, well, I'm going to override your prejudice and give that a pick, because I just like it.
I am highly biased against spot color, so I apologize for being overly harsh. Bob Baker.
I can't say my eye rests anywhere on this. Like, I'm not sure what the subject is.
I think it's right, this little sprig here.
Oh.
But I do like this, like, red against blackish blue. I think that that's very pretty.
Yeah, maybe the shot here would have been to focus in on that specific subject and sort of crop everything else out because my eye just kind of wanders everywhere. Maybe put an extension tube on that 7200 and get a little closer to it.
This one, I think, is really all about the color. This is like what I was thinking of. You have like this
Yeah.
beautiful blue sky, and it's contrasting against the yellow. These are complementary colors. Some of you watched my color theory video, so you know all about that. But yeah, that's what makes it pop, is this blue sky. And if it had been a gray sky, then it wouldn't have looked as good.
Great chat, Neil. Okay. Wait, this might have been from last week. I can't say, these are fall colors, but I can't say that they're coming through. And I think we might actually need to increase the saturation some.
I do think we have like some color contrast, but I would actually go into the color slider of this, Tony, and get a little more specific with it.
Oh, okay. Well, do you not want the mask?
No, the mask is fine.
Okay. You want to
Yeah,
take control?
I do. I like to take over this whole operation. So if you go into the yellows, then you can change them. You can make them more orange. You can make the orange more orange. And now it looks a little more like fall. And then the greens, you could make them more yellow if you wanted to make it look more like a fall scene. And you could even take the blues and alter those to have more pleasing color combinations. But yeah, I like the reflection. I like how still it is.
Yeah, great shot, Robert. Now, hang out there a couple hours and wait for some ducks to go through or something, a little extra.
Hang out there for 30 years until you get the perfect fall. Fall has been
Ansel
kind
Adams
of
did that.
brown lately.
Yeah,
I don't think that's your fault. So this is
cool.
a great example because it is this orange contrasting with the blue that draws your eye.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he were wearing orange. You should talk to him. But yeah, and I like your composition too, that you didn't just put your subject dead center. I like the gradient of the background, this yellow to the teal. That's really cool. I give this one a pick. I think that they found something that other people might think was mundane, and they found that it was beautiful and interesting.
Yeah, that's a great
some of
eye.
my favorite kind of stuff.
This is some of my favorite stuff. It's candy.
Gummies.
I can taste the root beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is good. I like that you let it flow off the edges of the frame. That sort of gives the illusion that it just goes on for infinity, which is everybody's dream come true.
Except my dad, because he has diabetes.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Ed. But I do like, it's all color, right? And that just gives us this like fun childhood memory type thing. I think you did it right. What else could you have done?
Yeah, great shot, David.
I kind of like the gummy eggs. Those are cute.
Oh yeah, I don't know that I've ever had those. So I think the element of color here is clearly her hair, and it matches her lips, and I like that a lot. But it feels like the blacks were crushed a little bit too much here. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like it feels a little too
But-
contrasty.
I think it's kind of dramatic. I like the pose of her hands and how she's looking away.
Yeah, the pose is
And
really nice.
her hair definitely contrasts with the background, and it's definitely stealing the show. It's very bright.
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
I did that wrong. You know what you can do is
You're breaking
select
Lightroom.
people, select the person, and then you can go in and just select the hair and create a mask for that. And now maybe we can just bring it up a little bit and make it pop just a little bit more.
All right.
Great shot, Anthony.
You are in edit mode, and that's why you can't leave.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
I love this. You just found a nice subject, and a wider angle shot might have been way too cluttered, but and this with an iPhone just shows you how much you can do with an iPhone. I give this one a pick right away.
Yeah, and you chose an interesting composition too, because you could have tried to fill the frame with the umbrella, but you made an interesting line here, and the blue and the red works really well. So yeah, I agree with Tony.
I love that technique of just isolating a part of a subject because your brain fills in the rest of it, right? You don't have to show everything. Everything would be too cluttered.
Yeah.
Great shot, Charlie. Sorry, we skipped this. Oh, Photoshop art.
Photoshop.
Okay, not a
art.
photo. What do you think?
I don't think it's a photo unless they were light painting for 32 hours. But
It is beautiful.
it is really cool, and it's very colorful. This is beautiful. Butterfly on a flower. Definitely the orange, the blue, and the orange flower all are working together. And I can see that you enhance those colors to make your subject pop.
But I don't feel like it's too much. Do
Okay.
you feel like it's too much?
I would try to I would see what the sky looked like if we just brought up the whites a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks good. I like it. I'm going to give it a pick.
Yeah, great job, Joseph. Okay, a sunset photo, and my first take is it feels a little too HDR-y. Like the localized contrast feels like a little bit too much to me.
Can you explain to them specifically? Like,
well, there's fringing,
yeah. So
right? And this was sort of an era of all of us older photographers that we lived through where everybody, including us, was doing lots of HDR techniques like this.
yeah, that's cool. That was so much fun.
It was a really fun period in photography.
Yeah.
I also think we could probably brighten it up a little bit. Okay, I like that better already. I like the God rays coming out of the sun.
I like the colors too. But yeah, I think if you backed off the HDR a little bit, it might work better for the photo.
Yeah.
And I think we could actually go up on the exposure a little more.
Yeah, I brightened it up some and you did a little more.
I'm going to actually bring up the shadows a little bit more too. And let's see. Drop the highlights a bit. But yeah, that's pretty. I like that photo. Stained Glass by Aaron Song. I like that the railing has these converging lines that go up to the glass. And I think that you might be able to warm this up in some way because there's a lot of green coming in. If you wanted, that's just a matter of taste. And then you could also just drop the highlights a bit to get the stained glass looking good.
Yeah, I wanted to raise the shadows.
Okay.
Well, I might even do like some dodging to raise the brightness on the stair rails here because I think that leading up to the stained glass is my favorite part of the picture.
You don't want to
I do want to crop. I wanted to crop out stuff in the side and just make it the...
I know you want to crop because that is your life mission.
That is much better already. Good job, Aaron.
Make a good team, Aaron.
Oh,
Jody.
this is beautiful.
Jody, this is a patio ornament, and you've got some pretty skies in the background here. That's nice. You definitely have some contrasting colors with this gold and the purples and blues.
Yeah, the
So
sky
that's
is really
interesting.
pretty in the background.
I think you could even go more abstract with it too.
Yeah, maybe isolating a particular part of it.
Like the umbrella, like just taking the side so we don't really know what it is. We have questions for you. Lisa.
I like this, just nice and simple.
It looks like a
still
stock
life that
photo.
she made. It does feel like a stock photo.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think she accomplished it. Now this one is a nice flower picture, Richard, but you can see that the colors, you have a lot of blue cast in the background.
Yeah.
So I never have luck with this dropper. Does anyone ever have luck with this?
No, it goes wild. I think that's probably not going to work. It's too bright. It needs to be a mid-tone. And I think it picks from like 1 pixel, so it's not averaging from a big enough space.
It's too unpredictable, but we could try to warm it up. And
Yeah, you have a good eye. I think I'd increase the contrast, maybe drop the blacks and raise the whites a little bit.
yeah, I think we could do some contrast. I think we could do some white. And then if you go into this little color mixer, this is where things get
before and after.
very interesting. And then you can control the red color separate from the green in the background, which is turning very blue for some reason. I don't know why that's happening to you. Maybe the white balance on your camera needs to be looked at. If it's in manual, you might have to change it, or you can just put it into auto.
It's an iPhone.
Oh, it's an iPhone.
It's an iPhone 6.
Oh.
And might be time to upgrade the iPhone if you're using it for photography because the new cameras are really much better, especially if you shoot RAW with your iPhone.
But your composition was nice. It's not your fault your iPhone's white balance was like that. Okay, Lake Tahoe. Wow, this is definitely all about the color. Oh no, what are you doing?
You think this is wrong?
What you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, try it. That's interesting too. I think I liked what they did with all this, with some of the dark space.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you want to crop just a little bit less than me.
Yeah, it's, I didn't want to crop, but you made me do it.
I'll say my personal style is like minimalistic and leaning towards abstract.
You think?
So some of my
Caleb
edits come
says Tony Northrup back at it again.
I guess if I have earned that nickname, then yeah, maybe I have a problem.
Maybe
I need
you've
to
gone too
acknowledge.
far. I don't even know that there's a group for this where you can go talk to them. I keep trying to use this mouse to control my computer. Let's see what else people are saying.
Okay, Chelsea's got comments for us.
Someone stop Tony. That's what I'm here for. This is a checks and balance system, okay? That's why a husband and wife team works well. And that's about it.
Okay, you guys can like talk in the comments. Talk to us. Chelsea's monitoring it. So you got questions that we can answer? TJ Wilson here with the green leaf filtering sunlight. And I love the multiple layers here. Like this shows the green and then this part shows the light coming through and it shows it orange. This is a great eye. But you want to crop it? I wasn't going to crop it, but I do think there's some potential there if we just make it a little more abstract.
I think that's kind of cool. And we could bump up the whites and make it really like the sun is glowing through.
Yeah, this would work well.
And we could take the texture and bump it and be like, whoa, nature is crazy. I give it a pick. Wow.
Okay, this is some actual light painting. You do a long exposure. In this case, it's 20 seconds. And then you get a flashlight or something and you run around the subject in circles.
I think that if you're going for just unrealistic, crazy color, you may as well just change the color cast on her skin as well. And then, we don't usually crop, but in this instance, I think I'm going to.
Yeah, this is unheard of.
I mean, this person said that we needed to be arrested, but that just makes me want to take it further. Maybe we could try this crop.
I was thinking maybe bouncing it better around her.
That's what we do.
Okay. Good job, Peter.
We need to change the name of the show, like Live Crop, something like that. Ooh.
Yeah, I always love the colors of the jellyfish at the
too.
aquarium. This could, I think, use a little more contrast. Oh, Chelsea.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to read the comments. Someone called us cropaholics. It's Ollie Joe, who also thinks we should be arrested.
So I just did black and white points, but you can see how much that made the colors in it pop. Sometimes adjusting the saturation isn't the right thing to do, but rather adjusting the contrast or the brightness will help bring colors out. The colors get washed out near the tops and the bottoms of the histogram often.
This one's nice because the colors here are cyan and orange, which go really nicely together. But something that I like to do is also kind of intelligently select where I'm doing that. So on the river here, I might have backed off of it just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I like the colors that you chose, Lynette. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get the best color when the subject is front lit. So when the sun is to your back. And here we're shooting right into the sun. And especially with a smartphone camera like Lynette here is using, that sun shooting into the lens is causing everything to become a little washed out, and that's actually reducing the effect of the color. So what you might do is go over to this distant mountain over there and shoot backwards so that you could see everything lit.
Well, but I like the mood of it shot into the sun.
Okay.
I did put down the saturation a tiny bit though, and then it's just a little bit more natural, if you can see that. Let me zoom in for you. But yeah, I like that. I like that picture.
Good shot, Lynette. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to give you a pick.
A light painting in a dark kitchen using complementary colors.
Yeah, Jordan thought this out. Yeah, I gave this one a pick right away. I do not feel it needs cropping. I think I love the little bit of separation that we have on each of the edges from the frame, the total blackness here. And there's even like light painting going on inside of the glass.
How does
he do it? That's a great pick.
I like how the glass is lit up too, where the rim is glowing, but it's black underneath it. You're getting just a really nice shape, so it's cool.
And notice 33-second exposure, so they probably did a lot of those too. It can take a lot. I love the colors in this. I love places that are free to paint things bright. Like you don't get this in Connecticut. Everything's got to be a shade of beige or gray.
True. It's the beigest place on earth. You know what I love in this picture? I want these jumbo empanadas. Nice. And I love that this guy matches the door. I think that that's crucial.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could like go in again. I know we're always bumping the whites, but if you do that with some contrast, then I think that it's just going to make the color pop a little bit.
But wait, what if Andrew had just waited until that guy walked in front of the doorway?
Maybe he did. Andrew, speak to us.
Yeah, just thought about composition.
Aw.
Oh, this is so cool. Could this be real? Oh, this is Erlen, so it's definitely real. Wow. I mean, that's fantastic, but oh, a tilt shift lens. Okay. I own that tilt shift lens and I need to spend some more time with it. Erlen, you get a pick. The shot's fantastic.
I like that the tilt shift made everything look mini, which is like extra cute with all of the matching colorful umbrellas.
Man, this shot is so great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, great job.
I don't think color's the theme.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors are nice, but it's not what's making the picture, but still cool. This one, I like your composition because you didn't just get the whole bowl in the shot. You cropped. And like I said, we don't typically crop. I think you're anti-crop, but here it works.
But I don't like the plastic bag.
We don't like plastic.
That's better, right? You get a pick for that without the plastic bag.
Maybe they were making a statement about microplastics.
So they're pointing out in the description, Mike, is that these are complementary blue and orange.
Yeah.
But that didn't immediately hit me. Like maybe we need to warm up the foreground a little bit.
But I do think that's what makes the fountain stand out, is that it's in contrast to the background.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm just wondering if we could have made it more prominent, like maybe pushing in a little closer to the fountain, maybe getting close and low so that the fountain was positioned higher up against the blues and we didn't have the building between it. Like we'll just move those two things closer together. Sunsets are so challenging because I feel like the picture never reflects what you see with your eye. And as a result, every time I get it into Lightroom, I end up trying to edit and increase the saturation to the point where I saw it, but then it still doesn't necessarily capture it. And I think maybe cameras don't totally capture all the color range, you know, all the little differences, especially as they start to get bright.
I also want to know, like, why are sunsets always the most beautiful in a parking lot with a chain link fence, but then you go out on a hike and it's just flat? So
yeah, the fence here. Maybe if you could have gotten a little higher, it would have disappeared against the horizon or building or whatever this is.
I think the sunset's very pretty. I think you just need to find something pretty to put in front of the sunset.
Yeah.
Because there's so many vines and branches and stuff, it's kind of distracting from it. But I do think you captured the beauty of the sunset.
Oh, Hong, this photo is gorgeous.
The colors are really beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And you did it. And I'm not even going to crop it.
No, it doesn't need...
Do you want to just do it?
Crop it? Why? No.
Maybe it's just, we have so much momentum. Someone said Tony has big crop energy.
Got that BCE.
Wait, go back to Barbara. I like it. It's just a little, do you see your histogram here, how this whole part is empty? It doesn't always have to be full, Barbara, but sometimes it's a little hint that your photo is a bit underexposed. And I know that it's nighttime, so you think that it has to be dark, but you can actually brighten up a nighttime photo quite a bit before you go too far. And when I expose things, I also like to just go in after and pop the whites up to get this extra like crystal clear look. Like here's normal. Here's popped up just a little. And then now you're also getting the beautiful blue in the water here. So, but yeah, I like your picture. Okay, Walt Lacey. Ooh, this is a pretty spot.
Yeah.
We got this HDR thing.
But it has and it feels like it's too low contrast. That's the weird thing about high dynamic range processing is it makes it feel like it's low contrast. And so I see you upping the contrast, you're raising the white point, you're probably going to lower the blacks a little bit and try to restore some of that contrast.
No, I'm not now. I don't like to be predictable. Okay, there we go. That's a beautiful composition. And
And a gorgeous sky.
the only thing I would say is if you have the non-HDR version and you go in and try to back off of it, do you see how all of your beautiful blues that you caught in the sunset got muddy? Like they kind of look gray and mushy. If you go in and back off of the HDR so that you're getting more contrast, it's kind of counterintuitive, then you might get your sky looking a little more clear and a little more vivid. So it's just something to try. You could have done the totally right thing, but I just like to offer, some advice on different things to try.
I'm also sensing that you did a proper selection on the sky, which we've done a bunch of times already tonight. But there is a better way. If you go in and do a graduated filter in Lightroom, it tends to look more natural. Because I just think Lightroom, Photoshop, when you try to select the sky, it creates something like this that looks a little bit jarring. And so these are the masks. If you do a linear gradient here, it's not going to work because I don't have the original raw file. But if you do that now, you can adjust it with just a more even, smooth flow. And you don't get those hard lines. Just something to think about. Get rid of that fringing.
Someone said Eli said it reminds me of a Western movie, and I agree with that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I mean, I have to say, you guys submit photos, and they're all good, and this is a critique show where we have to find a way to be critical, so doesn't mean your photo's not good. It just means that's what we're here for.
Yeah, if we critique you a lot, that's always our favorite photos that we spend the most time with.
Okay, the wave. This is beautiful. I love the lines here. And the blue definitely makes it pop. I feel like maybe there could have been a little more sky.
Yeah, I'm hating that this is cropped off. I see you already shot a panorama. Just do a second pass at the top. It's always better to overshoot with a panorama so you have plenty of room to crop.
Yeah, but it's definitely very beautiful. I give you a pick. I like that photo a lot.
Oh, okay. So
this is color. The green is very vivid. I don't think this is about the color. So with this theme, I know color, like this is a color photo, you did it, but I was thinking more like using color theory to enhance your photo. And that could have been if this little caterpillar was like red, then the green background would have been contrasting, but it's still a very nice picture. So Rudy Rodriguez, who I see on Instagram all the time, I feel like they think they're watching me, but I'm actually watching them all of the time. I think that this is absolutely about the color, even though it's water with these grasses. I think if it had been just a normal day, then it wouldn't have looked really unusual like this. And I love the gradient from the purple to the light purple. I would say this is almost monotone, right? Like you have like one color, it's just varying shades of purple. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really cool. And monotone is a really interesting way to make your photo stand out because we're so used to seeing all different colors. It's kind of neat to just see all hues of the same color. So pick, I like that.
Great shot, Rudy.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, this is a colorful place for sure. And I think the setting is colorful, but it just kind of has all colors.
Yeah.
And he did just kind of describe how it's important to try to balance colors and use color theory.
Well, so one, I can't remember the name now, but one of them is basically like all color, and you get like a very childlike, like a kindergarten class, a box of crayons look that is invoking youth. And this does look youthful and fun. Yeah. And the color is really making the photo, because I think if all that colorful stuff wasn't there, it would be extremely boring.
Okay, I have to try out this face panorama technique.
Don't do it on me.
I like it, I hate it all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think this is a cool idea. They did the face panorama, and I think they probably had it gelled, or maybe they did it in post, but I think it's a very cool idea.
Is this the same person that submitted a photo like this before, or is this like becoming a thing?
It is a thing.
Okay.
People do this.
I've seen them do it and then put the printed picture in like a pickle jar in the fridge.
Oh.
So it looks like there's a head in there.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun for the whole family.
Okay. A fall leaf. This is a common theme in fall, and I think it's so hard to get right. This feels like it's a little dark, like the blacks were crushed a little bit. I'm trying to think of a suggestion, and it might just be that scratching sound is our dog. She decides she needs to nest every now and then.
It's
Producer Pixel.
It's Producer Pixel, and usually we get to edit her out of our podcasts and everything else, but not here. because you have to do that right here.
As close to the mics as she can possibly get.
Okay, I do like that it's colorful, and all of these colors do evoke a feeling of fall, which I like, but I think that, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's like a potpourri. Zelina. Interesting.
The green, like, I wonder if it actually looked like that. It's definitely interesting,
don't
but it
think
feels
it
very
looks
alien to me.
green. Yeah, but it is interesting.
Okay, we're halfway through the show, so we kind of have to switch to turbo mode and try to get through some more of
Whoa,
these pictures.
this is beautiful.
It is, but I also feel like it's looking for a focal point.
What? It's that.
Yeah, but it's so small in the frame.
I think it's still it. I think it's working. I give it a pick.
Okay, I think a more telephoto lens would have worked, which you could do with the later iPhones. Might be a good reason to upgrade. Oh, sorry, we skipped one. Okay, well this is pretty cool, and it actually does have those complementary colors you were talking about with like the green hue that we have against there. But maybe it would work better if it were just a little more abstract.
This is
Smoke
crazy.
fine art. Yeah, this is great. I love this. I mean, it's only one color, but at the same time, I think it's beautiful.
I meant the dog is crazy. It's never gone on this long before.
Oh.
It's like she knows she has a audience. Steve, I like that you took all these different colored pencils and then dunked them in water to make it even more interesting. This looks like a stock photo as well. It's very cool. I give you a pick. It's interesting and it's different. And
Yeah,
it's definitely
like rim lighting.
colorful.
Oh,
This one's all about the color too, and I like that you got all of this in silhouette. I
yeah.
give you a pick.
I'm giving them a pick too. That's great.
Ooh.
This needs to be closer. Like we looked at a butterfly picture earlier that I thought worked a little bit better because the frame was more filled with the subject. And here we have a bunch of things in the frame that aren't the subject.
Are you just finding fancy ways to say that you're gonna crop? But you know what? I like
I'm
this.
not. You're cropping. I'm not touching the keyboard.
Yes, it's him. It's him. I like the X though. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You got to
that's
keep
good.
the X. I give you a pick.
Check out extension tubes. Check out extension tubes to get your camera a little bit closer. Okay. I think they probably saw colors, but I think we're not seeing those colors. So I don't
see it.
know.
I see orange and blue.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where it's a little too far right in the histogram and you start to lose the colors. But I'm wondering if we can possibly restore them a little bit. It can be tough. But they found a subject. It's not, I like the silhouette of the duck in there. And go back to the raw file, see if you can recover those highlights a little bit better.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah,
I
I
love
like
all
this
the
one too.
texture. I love the color contrast and the silhouette of the duck. So I
The
give you
water
a
looks
pick.
so glassy.
This is so cool.
Yeah, but there's like literally no color in it, but it's
No.
super cool.
There's no color, but you know what we could do to add color is that we could select the subject, and let's hope that that actually did it, and then we can warm it up a bit.
Yeah, make it straight up orange.
Orange. It ended up not looking good. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to
Okay.
take off the mask, and I'm going to go into the colors and make the orange more orange, because I'm going to make the sky blue next, so then you're actually going to have color contrast, which is kind of missing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also go into the saturation of the color, so you can just like make it more of what it already is. And then we will select a new mask and make it the sky. And we're going to make those stars blue. We're going to make the sky blue. We're also going to bring up the exposure of the sky a bit.
Yeah, so you can see the before and after here. Adding some color to this really helped it out.
Yeah, now you have color and
Yeah.
the contrasting colors.
Great job, Jake. Super cool van.
This is colorful, that's for sure. I want a room like that.
Yeah, but again, I feel like it'd be better if we just isolated maybe a single one and allowed everything else to fall off into the background.
So we have some questions from the audience.
Okay.
Brian asks, have you ever cropped before?
Funny you should ask. Once or twice.
Kurt says they went 3 without cropping, so we knew it was coming. You guys just gonna roast us in the comments the whole time? Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
I know, this one is so cool.
Whoa, Hank. This is an instant pick. This is so beautifully cinematic. You have this beautiful warm light coming from the hallway, and we're peeking into a room, and it's just yellow, 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 and it's working. It's that same almost monochrome, though it's like peach and yellow. It's kind of orange and yellow, but those are still like analogous colors. So really beautiful. I give you 5 stars and a pick. And I'm not even going to crop it, just to spite you all in the comments.
Okay. They know what we like.
But the colors,
they're not quite jiving, right? Like, what color should the 911 be?
no, it's, no, I think
yellow?
red and blue works. I think that there's just like the color is like off a little bit. Like the white balance is off or something. You don't like red and blue together?
I thought that's what you were going to say, is that they weren't quite complementary.
Oh, no, I think so. I think we just need to like up the saturation of this red a little bit.
And I like this concept, but I wish we'd found a spot where the building wasn't in the background. I don't even mind the fence so much, but the building bumps me a little bit. Gorgeous car, Roscoe.
Cool. You know, sometimes these Porsche people go on little road trips together, and I think that seems like so much fun. This is spooky, but
Yeah,
I like the magenta background and she's green, which we don't usually see. Everybody's always trying to make like the skin the right color, but it works because it's so spooky, and the green makes her more spooky, and the magenta background makes it kind of fun spooky. I like the mood. All your colors are working to make it happen too.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a pick, and then I'm going to pop back to the grid view and see.
Beautiful.
I love this.
It's all about the color.
It's perfect. Yeah, I don't want to change anything about it.
Again, same person, but you understand the color. Pick. Don't crop.
I was just going to level.
Caleb, if you crop, Caleb is going to roast you again.
Okay, so here they took a portrait and used color theory with gels, I think, blue and yellow gels.
Yeah.
And that made it so much more interesting than just a standard portrait would have been.
Yep.
Great shot. Paul. What else catches your eye here? Oh, look at this one.
Oh, Ben. I know Ben from our readers group. He's a top contributor, and I'm always fond of his pictures. I like that it's...
Okay. Before we re-import, we can look at a few more pictures. Let's do it really catches
They said
our
we're
eye.
frozen, and that the dog bit the cable. So I don't know if we're back, but...
I see us updating now. Sorry about that. Technical problems.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Look
the purple
at
and the gold. Excellent example of just using color to add something to a portrait. I don't like the way it crops into her forehead.
You don't like a crop. He's unpredictable.
Sometimes I will uncrop, and I would uncrop and show a little more of her hairline. You probably have other shots from this. You could probably blend it in.
But I love her pose, her expression, the slice of light, the color, and then the color contrast. You have like orange on her sequins. Y'all know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, look at that histogram. You can see there's a little room for improvement there. Yeah,
that was so cool. This would be an inspirational poster. Like, don't be afraid to stand out. That's why I don't write inspirational posters. That wasn't very good.
I like this.
Nick, this is one of my faves, Nick. It's simple. You managed to make something just simple so beautiful by using color, composition, framing, leading lines. Like, you brought all your lessons together to make this moment.
Yeah, great
I
job.
love that. You guys know I like cars. That might be from last week. This is a beautiful long exposure. The colors do work. I don't think that they're the subject, but they're working to harmonize. And it is triadic, as you said in your thing. So that's good.
So back to the grid view, try to find another photo that really grabs our eye. Another portrait here.
Oh, this is Anthony again, though. Oh. Kathy, this is amazing.
Yeah, the colors are nice here. I don't know if that's the theme, but the shot is amazing.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Okay, we're almost through the first import.
Hold on one second. Was there a seagull?
A seagull.
Hmm.
Okay. Dead air. There's a seagull. You just wanted to stop
I
on the
just
seagull?
I thought someone said their picture was the seagull.
Okay.
So
Well, thanks for sending your seagull in, Mark. It's almost black and white, but it is a good seagull picture.
okay, so I'll go back down. Sorry to mess up your flow.
We're looking at color pictures. Let's see what we got that catches our eye. Oh, another great portrait with gels. It's a great thing to do. Just put like a green and a red gel on a portrait, and then suddenly color is part of the theme.
Yeah, and you see a lot of gelled photos like this, and they're very nice. But if you prefer a more subdued style, you could always just lessen the amount of color that your light is outputting and get that more subtle and natural contrast. So you can experiment with it. That person submitted a black and white photo. Whoa,
Okay,
we're fighting.
me first. Another colored pencil one, so they went out of their way to make a colored photo. I love that. They put a piece of glass over it and put droplets on it, and then the pencils are behind it. Beautiful. I love it.
That's cool.
Very
I like when
creative.
people make little sets because sometimes you just don't know what to shoot. I love the colors here right away. They have a whole theme. It's soft. You can see your skin tones are even purple. So the whole thing has this magenta wash, and I think it's really interesting. The orange and the magenta. It just works, and it's a bit unusual. Oh, let's see. Okay.
Okay, I think we got through the pictures that really caught our eye, and I can start in import.
Okay,
Do you have anything to say?
we have minutes. Oops, sorry, I started taking your thing again. Someone said that someone said if you had a superpower, it would be Crop Man. And another person said if you had a song, it would be Smells Like Crop Spirit. So they're still just making fun of cropping. Someone said, I love Lomo purple film. I didn't know that that's what that was, so thank you for educating me. But yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay. I am having a bit of a technical problem, so I'm going to have to actually grab the files from our network, unless the network
Okay.
decided to work again. Let me see. Shoot. Okay, so you have some time to fill, Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm looking at their comments, and people are just saying that the stream is back, so that's good to know. And this person, Andrew, said he shot his photo with a calculator, so I typically advise against that. And yeah, if you're looking for color projects to do, if you're inspired by this a little bit, I like to go out and do street photography and just look for color contrast in the wild. Or similar colors is also a fun one. So you could go out, you might see a lady, like that guy, someone wearing a yellow jacket next to daffodils, and you'd be amazed how just using color in your photos can create a composition. So if you have your camera and you're wondering what to shoot, go out and just have color in mind when you're shooting, either creating color contrast or finding similar colors or just looking for one color, and it's an easy way to get inspired. I don't know, do you all have any tips on how you get inspired to shoot? Because I know that's a common problem for people. People are asking for next week's theme, and that's going to be portraits. So as soon as this show is over, you can submit your picture for next week by going to sdp.io/submit. We'll change the link there so that you'll be submitting to our color portrait. No, not color portrait, just our portrait show. And that can be portraits of people or animals. Do you think that's okay? Or do you think that's going to get crazy?
I was so focused on this, I don't even know what the theme is for next week.
It's portraits,
Okay.
but I think we should be able to do pet portraits as well.
Okay, portraits and pet portraits.
Yeah, I think that I'm not going to discriminate and just do people.
I am having to do this in a ridiculous way because for whatever reason, our automatic file transfer thing just completely died.
I also think that the weather's getting nice enough for a meetup, so maybe we should start planning that soon. And I don't know if you all want to do a photo walk or just drink beer, but we could do that. It's going to be in Connecticut, though, so I don't know how many of you are here. I would guess Eli is not in Connecticut. He's too sassy for the state.
Too
Based-
sassy
yes.
for Connecticut.
Based on his comments, definitely too sassy. All right, we have people that are ready for the portraits, and we have people from Florida that are here to take over. The Floridians are uniting, which I feel is a threat. And then we're going to get some pet portraits, people are saying as well. Also, Dav8 asked for a meetup in Europe. That's a bit far for us, but maybe eventually. We did do a photo walk in London, and we did a photo walk in, where were we in Germany? We went to Photokina.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Or Cologne.
Okay. Well, while those copy over, we could look at a few pictures from the previous.
Oh, and Steve asked for a meetup in New York City, which actually we will be traveling there soon. So we could potentially do a meetup in New York City. That's probably going to have more people than Connecticut. All right, we're back with our pictures. We have Russell Ward with these hot air balloons cropped in an abstract way, and I'm going to give it a pick.
Yeah, I think the cropping here really makes it work. You isolated something. Great job. I'm still trying to import the most recent pictures.
Okay.
Here's a very cool close-up of
Is it a soap bubble?
I think. Yeah.
It looks like a planet.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Also a pick. I don't even want to crop it.
Oh, what's this? Oh, wow. Oh, coral. Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so often a subject is interesting up close, and the color might be more prominent up close, because if you step back, the colors all blend together and you can't really see them.
Someone said London is not Europe. Well, it was when we were there.
Oh, damn, they got kicked out of the whole continent of Europe?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what Brexit meant.
Yeah, they're no longer on the continent. They just pushed them off. Okay. Let's keep going. That was cool. I like that coral one.
So this is a still life photo, and I see the yellow and the blue. I think this works, but it feels a little dark to me, don't you think?
Whoa. I like when people do this. I mean, like, who would have thought to just grab a light bulb and make a cool picture?
Yeah, very cool. I did brighten it up a little bit.
Okay. That watch is catching my eye.
This is, I love the water droplet here. It's all pencil. A great shot. I'm going to give you a pic. Where's the
This watch. Because I like that it's all white and then just one color, and that's super impactful. That's cool. And I like all of the negative space too.
Yeah, great job. I'm going to go back and see if it's still manually downloading. Shoot. Okay, sorry, technical problems.
Whoa. Whoa, you're going past some really interesting color. Okay. This is your friend in the office, but they are colorful. I'll give them that. And I think this one's interesting because you have this yellow bench and everything else is just kind of sad looking.
Yeah, then maybe we could have gotten a little closer to it. Maybe it could have even been abstract, fill it with just a corner of the bench and the trees behind it.
Yeah, I think you could even satin it up a little bit more and just like drop the saturation slightly in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's getting dangerously close to spot color.
And there's a little snow. Maybe if the ground were covered in snow, it might work a little bit better.
This one's really cool too. You took like
I
the
love this, yeah.
blue and orange and used all this geometry of the architecture to make an interesting composition. I think that's another fun thing, is going out and just making a composition by finding some little part of a building.
I just increased the contrast a little bit, but that alone helped the colors to pop.
Have we done an abstract photography show yet?
I don't know that we have this year.
Maybe that should be one of our live shows.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how long this is going to take. Oh, 1 gig. Oh, man.
Tony, I think you need to just let it go when we're only reviewing the first import today. Sometimes you got to let the technical issues just win.
Okay. I guess they defeated me today. Are there any other pictures you wanted to take a look at? I could try rebooting this too. No, that's not going to work.
No, we only have like
We should just let it go.
a couple minutes. I think we should just roll with the flow and I think we have a few more pictures in here, so we'll just see the first imports.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Sorry it didn't work out better.
All right, let's finish this and then we'll get to see more pictures. I like the red background. That works really well. I mean, I think that we can see in this challenge that when you use color theory well, then a simple subject can really stand out, like the watch or like this building. So it's something that I'd really like to see in your photos going forward, even in your portraits next week. That's an important one. Okay, look at this one. Another person just making something cool in their studio.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
great.
Okay, I think we did it. So next week, our theme is going to be portraits. Submit at stp.io/submit. And thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Tony, do you have to run to end the show now?
Yes, but they don't have to see it.
Really?
Yeah, because I can just go to this.
Okay, now run.
That is all.